Hi folks, and welcome back to part 2 of the large battle of the campaign vlog, and we'll start on this flank. This is the end of turn 4, and there's some serious fighting going on along this front here. The red flags denote units that are in trouble, disordered, on taking in casualties. The Austrians are starting to make headway actually into that French flank. So much so that they've started to move up their next unit as well to attack the village. The village has been pummeled now for the past 2 turns from the Austrian heavy artillery to soften them up. So yeah, the Austrians are moving along nicely now. If we move over to the main flank here, on this flank here, the court is moving in fast. The French cavalry are moving up, the Prussian cavalry are moving in to countercharge them. Saxon cavalry on the French side is also moving up as well. This small cavalry brigade is moving over to try and stop them. The Prussian jaggers are moving in to protect the flank as quick as they can, because there's an awful lot of French light infantry. This unit here is moving in fast with more French infantry behind, so they are well and truly in trouble. The Prussian flank, Prussian reserves are now, instead of lending their weight to attack this section, is now swinging across to protect their flanks in the woods here. They're going to set up along this side here. The jaggers protecting anything coming out of the woods. Pretty much make and break, I think, now, because there's a lot more French cavalry, French infantry I should say, coming along behind the corps as well. There's another couple of divisions, I think, so the Prussians, as I said, are in big trouble. Swing across the battlefield, and I'll come back to you at the end of turn 5. Back soon. Back again, the end of turn 5. And the Austrians are actually through the first line of French infantry, but there's plenty more French moving up to take their place, and there's they've brought over some of their artillery reserve as well to pepper the Austrians as they come through. So the Austrians are doing well in that flank actually. And the main Austrian attack is about to go into the town as well. Regiment was lost in the town. Basically, they withdrew after so much damage from the artillery. But again, there's still plenty of French reserves in the town, so it should hold. But a lot of Austrian infantry coming in their direction. The artillery is still pounding away. The Prussians are making a good of a bad position. They've moved their infantry forward. They've now moved the other Prussian infantry brigade along, and they're going to slide across and take up position on the flank as well, because cavalry is engaged, and as yet casualties are light, so no markers have been placed yet, though the Prussians are having slightly better. It's ironic really, Germans against Germans basically in there. Prussians, Westphalians, Saxons, Hessians as well. So it's a German cavalry fight in the middle there, and the French infantry, the light infantry, are starting to move through the woods now, and obviously try and take up position on the Prussian flanks. I think the jaggers are going to try and hold off as much as they can. The rest of the French infantry is just rumbling forwards, obviously jostling for position, see who comes off the best in the cavalry battle. And quick sweep across the battlefield, and I'll give you an update at the end of turn 6. And back again at the end of turn 6. This quarter the Austrians are fighting like demons. They really are. They're pushing the French back considerably now. The Austrian hussars are picking their way through the hedge line, ready to charge in as well. The Austrian dragoons are swinging round to see if they can have better luck on this flank here. The Austrian attack has gone in, as of yet. They're the only ones that have received casualties from fire as they come in, and Austrian artillery are still pounding away at anything they can, any target they can find. The French infantry have moved up now to take advantage of the shaken looking Prussians. They've taken up a better position now to take on the head of the French moving in. The Prussians have moved up completely on this line. The Prussian Jaggers have moved into the wood area, because the French light infantry are picking their way through now. The cavalry battle is yeah, pretty vicious. So that one's gonna go on for a while there. Don't know who's going to win that one. I must admit, it looked like the Prussians were having the upper hand, but they're taking a few more casualties now. So and the next brigade has moved up. The Westphalians, German allies, have moved up as well now. So I think there's the Italians, I think, to come next onto that board. So yeah, it's all looking intense, I must admit. The sheer weight and number, I'm sure, is going to tell soon on the coalition, but I think the Prussians are just going to try and make a fight of it for the moment, and hope for the best. I'll come back to you at the end of turn 7. So, situation at the end of turn 7, the Austrians are having more success in this area, because the Austrian hussars broke over through the hedge line and literally ran through a French battalions, well, a couple of French battalions actually, basically destroyed them instantly. The Austrians infantry are doing really well. They're pushing back the French on all sides now, so it's only a matter of time before that French flank collapses. In the town itself, there's some seriously hard fighting going on. Casualty wise, the Austrians are having the better of it. They're fighting their way through. The Austrian heavy artillery battery has basically withdrawn, because they're going to start causing casualties on their own side soon if they start firing and carrying on like that. The French other corps has moved ever closer towards the Prussian wall, to add their weight to try and crumble the Prussian centre. The cavalry battle itself is swinging on the side of the Prussian cavalry. They have lost a squadron of, squadron of their Landwehr cavalry, but they seem to be fighting quite well. So it's kind of ground the main part of the corps movement to a halt for now. Anyway, the Prussian light hussars and artillery support have swung round, ready to punish any Frenchman that dares come through those woods. The Prussian Jaggers are just about hanging in there, though. They're going to fall back to the safety of their main defensive line on the flank, and the last units of French troops, or should we say Italian troops, have moved on. There's a brigade of Italians moving on light infantry, and some Milan Guard, and some Italian line as well. So that's the situation at the end of turn 7. It's yeah, interesting battle, I must admit. It's quite enjoyable. I hope everyone's enjoying the narrative of the battle as I go along. Hopefully I haven't missed out too much. Going to leave it now for here, because once the video reaches anything near 10 minutes, it takes about 12 hours to load up on the YouTube, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave it there, got a little sweep of the battlefield, and I'll finish off the battle hopefully this weekend, and load up the final part at the weekend. As I say, always, thanks for watching, thanks for any comments, and as always, bye for now.